Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Mahogany Maxine and I'm coming to you with another speed build. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you're spending time with your family or your chosen family and have had a decent amount of time away from work or whatever keeps you occupied. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. I went back and forth about sharing this build. I know I put it in the community tab, hyping it up a little bit because of the screenshot, but as I started to build, I got continuously discouraged. Now, I'm not like seeking, a bunch of affirmation or anything like that about this build, but it is truly out of my comfort zone to build multi-dwelling lots. And then on top of that, brownstones. So as you guessed it, this is a little bit of prep for rent, the latest expansion pack that will be coming out soon in December, which I'm super hype about it. I love when we get new stuff from the Sims team. It looks like there's going to be a lot of fun gameplay, and the option to have multi-dwelling units is, long overdue. I know a lot of Simmers have been waiting for a long time for that, so I too am excited. However, and I think I've said this before on another video, that I have not been making multi-family lots in The Sims because I'm not the type to build something that we can't use. Like I really am more of a practical builder. Sometimes I would build like restaurants that had apartments at the top. I have done that before, but I never like did the roommate thing. Like I never played the roommate gameplay, so I never really felt the need to. But now that I know we're gonna have it, I want to do some prep, and it is very, very much a challenge for me trying to get it right. And there's no right way to do it, right? There's no right way to build, but get it, to a place that I like it. So with this build, it is kind of mirrored after brownstones you would see in New York, specifically Brooklyn. And as I did this build, I learned some other stuff that I would like to do. I definitely want to revisit doing brownstones, the building technique of brownstones. I've never done it before because it is kind of flat on the sides and the back, but I feel like just with more practice, more test runs, I will get the hang of it and really enjoy it. So I built the exterior, and I'm thinking, like, if you've ever been to New York City or Brooklyn, which I used to live in Brooklyn, I lived in Brooklyn for a really, really long time. I've always lived in a very busy city. And when you go down some of the tree-lined, beautiful streets, let's say Park Slope, you can Google Park Slope, Brooklyn, some beautiful, beautiful brownstones, but they all have something very distinct and unique. They'll have the same shape and the same floor plan usually, but sometimes different families will upkeep them differently. They'll have different colored doors. Some will be more modernized because they've been renovated. Some will be very old school. Some will have the historic, I guess you could say, like, embellishments. So they haven't stripped it fully of its old look. It still has a very old, classy look, which is kind of what I was going for this middle one, really brown, more brick. So you'll see it when we start to paint it. I wanted this one to still have that older look, and it hasn't been completely gut renoed, because there are a lot of brownstones that have been gut renoed and they've painted over the brick, or they've made it look super modern and it's lost its kind of its pizzazz and that beauty of original brownstones. So that's what I wanted to showcase here. I wanted to showcase like 3 distinctive families, different styles, but the floor plans are identical. So yeah, that's what we worked on here. And I wanted to do some type of outdoor space. Like, usually, depending where in Brooklyn or what kind of apartment or brownstone, that you have, you will have some outdoor space. But the fun thing about some brownstones, they will be like duplexes or triplexes. So if sometimes people can own the whole unit, or they'll have it split. So typically brownstones can be sometimes like 3 to 4 stories. So the middle floor will be the main floor, or it'll be its own apartment unit. So it has like its own kitchen, its own bathroom, and its own entry. But then you also have the bottom level, which usually is the one that has the backyard. And so if you ever go on things like Street Easy or Zillow, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then the top floor, it'll be the top, the very, very top apartment. So for this, I made it more, the whole unit belongs to the family. I didn't break them up in that way. And I think when I work on brownstones again, I want to do it more in the each unit is a different family. So I'll work on that and get back to you on it. But anyway, we are now decorating the inside, and I was trying to not decorating, we're doing the floor plan. I was trying to understand what to do with the floor plans, because I know I wanted them to all be identical, and I was like, wow, this is such a narrow space, and also there's no windows on the side. So typically in a brownstone, especially because it's houses in a row, so especially when you live in one of the middle ones, you're not going to have windows on the side, so your only windows are going to be in the front or in the back, or sometimes you'll have a skylight. So I wanted to work with that little bit of a limitation, that you don't have windows on the side, to keep that brownstone authentic look. But I did want to have backyard space and maybe even a patio in the back. So that's what I'm building out now. And at first I started to do these fence, which at first I thought maybe do different color fences, but then I ended up deciding to do half wall, because it just made more sense to keep it consistent with the paint of the brownstone. So that's what we're working on now. And I will say, working with frise trims is something that I don't do often. And so having them next to each other, there are some glitches that happen, unfortunately. So in the front, in the stairs, you'll see the stair glitch, which happens in builds quite a bit. And I haven't figured out how to fix it, or even if there's like maybe a CC creator that fixed it, but the stair railing disappears on one side, which I don't like, but so be it. But yeah, we're working on the floor plan again. I kept coming back to it because I was trying to figure out like how to make it identical with this very narrow space, and I think I ended up figuring it out pretty well. So it ends up being the kitchen is going to be in the back of the townhome brownstone, and the living room will be towards the front, and then there'll be a bathroom on that floor as well, which will be a laundry room. So each of these lots will have their own laundry room, bathroom on the same floor with the kitchen, and then also a living room. And the bottom floor will have 2 bedrooms. Now, they're pretty large bedrooms, so if you are more into family gameplay, if you don't want your sim children sharing a bedroom, you could finagle another bedroom. It is pretty large, so I'm sure you can finesse to make your own a second bedroom to have 3 total. So the parents' bedroom is very large, and it is in the backyard. So now we are working on some side clutter, which is the eco lifestyle trash bin thing, which, what is that thing called? Garbage pail? What is that thing called? Dumpster, goodness gracious. We're working on that, putting the air conditioner, which I wanted to, have a old school air conditioner AC unit. I say old school, and I have one myself, but just to denote that this house has not been updated or renovated, good reno. So you still have a window unit there, and then some vents, which you'll see sometimes in the city. And I went back and forth about putting a door downstairs to the downstairs section, and then I ended up not doing it, so you'll see I changed that in a moment. But now we are separating the walls. Oh yeah, so I did try to put a bedroom on this main level here, which is what you'll see, like you'll see an entryway, and then now I'm putting doors. I ended up getting rid of that. However, if you really want it, you can do it. If you really, if that's what you desire, that's a good place to put another bedroom if you want to. But I rather put the living room there, since it'll be on the same floor as the kitchen. At first I was going to put the living room in the bottom, like a family room kind of deal, but it seemed a little awkward. So I opted to just make it 2 bedrooms downstairs, living room, kitchen, dining on this main floor. So now you see me putting down some flooring, and we cut to some closets, and then putting in all of the doors and archways, so that they're all kind of identical in identical locations. And yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I will be filming separate not renovations, but actually furnishing these lots. So what you'll see on the gallery by the time you watch this video, it'll be on the gallery and it'll just be partially furnished. So just the kitchen is complete along with the bathrooms, but there's no additional kind of furnishing. So there's no beds, there's no decorations. I want to film them separately just because I think I want to have a different vibe for each. So I'll think of what kind of family lives there, think of their backstory, think of their financial standing, their economic status. I like to think of, what kind of family would live here. And especially because the 3 brownstones are so distinct in color and materials, I wanted to kind of showcase that vibe of who lives here. Especially, I love the doors from Strangeville, the doors and the windows. So I think they look so ornate and pretty and expensive. So I want to kind of play around with the idea of expensive materials, expensive Sims, I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. But I will film when I furnish them. It'll probably be 3 separate. There will likely be shorter videos because they aren't really that big of lots. So you'll see them on the channel soon. I am also working on another apartment. It is in Del Sol Valley. I'm very excited to post it. It's something I've never done before. I actually started it on Twitch. This will be a perfect time to plug my Twitch. I do stream on Twitch about 2 to 3 days a week. It is in the description below, twitch.tv/MahoganyMaxine. And if you ever want to come hang out and chill with me while I listen to music and pretend to be a DJ and also build in The Sims, feel free to join. It's free to watch me do it. And anyway, we worked on an apartment in Del Sol Valley, like an entire apartment building, and it was completely from scratch. It came from my mind, and I only say the distinction of it came from my mind because typically I go on Pinterest or Zillow or, just the internet in general and look for inspiration from real life. And I just remember my visits to LA, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just build something what I think would be in LA. So you'll see it soon. It definitely was a struggle, but I'm excited to show it to you because I think even when you don't always like the work that you do, because I don't like all of my builds. I would be lying to you if I say, all my builds are perfect, because I don't believe that. I love to build, but I also love to challenge myself. So I'm excited for everyone to see it and get the feedback on what they think could be better or what they do like, because I do value your feedback. So anyway, I'm now doing the bathroom in the first unit, which I wanted to have the tile, the same tile throughout, like the same tile material and color throughout the kitchen and the 2 bathrooms. So that's what you see here. And then the same thing for all of the other lots. I wanted to make sure that that was all consistent. So now we're working on this very brownstone. It ended up being a very deep brown. It's almost giving dark academic, which I love that aesthetic. So I don't know what kind of Sim's gonna live here, but I'm excited to test it out. So we're working on the kitchen, and I think it's gonna be like a little more old school style. We have paneling on the walls and wallpaper. Wallpaper is very old school and also hard to upkeep, apparently. So maybe some older Sims, or maybe a professor who has adult children, maybe 2 professors, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have any recommendation of what kind of Sims you think would live in these 3 lots. And yeah, we're putting one little window here in the kitchen just to let a little more light in, because it is very dark without windows in The Sims. So, and I think I don't know, I think windows just make everything better. Even in real life, I would never want to live in a room without windows. I think that would be torture. So I definitely try to put as many windows as possible with still making it seem authentic. And now we're putting lights. The light in the kitchen to the side will be, I think, where the dining room will be. So that's kind of where I put that light to denote the dining room. And now we are wallpapering this one as well, keeping with the same color scheme. I do change the wallpapers a few times just to get the colors that I want. And now we are doing this bathroom here, which again, each of them will have a laundry in this half bath. Technically it's a full bath because there's a shower, but yeah, it has its own laundry, little laundry unit, so that'll be convenient for your Sims. And now we're doing the downstairs bathroom, which will be shared with the primary bedroom and the secondary bedroom. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe a professor with adult Sims would be nice, you know, like millennial Sims who live with their parents and their parents are boomers, professor boomers or something like that. I feel like that's very realistic and very common, unfortunately, people living back at home with their parents because of the economy. Yeah, so maybe I might play with that and make them in The Sims. And now this is the last unit. I could not figure out the color scheme because the shades of blue to me were clashing a little too much. I didn't want to go too green of a blue, and then I definitely didn't want to do too white of a blue, but I knew I wanted to use the growing together tiles because they are so pretty. So I ended up going with like the lighter baby blue and then just changing out the wall color of the rest of the room just so it wasn't like all kind of one wash of a color. And then yeah, using the new Home Chef Hustle, which I feel like I'm going to overuse the Home Chef Hustle kitchen set. It's so pretty and it looks, every swatch looks so good. It's to die for. So I may start overusing it. I'll try not to, but it's just so beautiful. It's hard not to. But yeah, let me know what other apartments or multi-dwelling living arrangements you want to see. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I'll also add polls to the community tab as well. So if I'm kind of contemplating between one or the other, I'll put up a poll and whichever one wins will be the next one I go to. So yeah, I'm very excited about this pack. Let me know if you are. I know so many Simmers on Twitter and Tumblr are so hype and have been preparing for weeks now, and it cannot come soon enough. I can't wait to see the new world. It looks beautiful. I know that it's Thailand based, and I've never been to Thailand, but I do love Thai food. It's one of my favorite Asian cuisines. So I'm very excited to see all the new foods and the culture, and I'm so glad we're getting a world that is another international world, because I feel like we've gotten a lot of American-based worlds for the last few packs, so it's nice to see some diversity there. And now we are doing the backyards, which are pretty simple. I feel like putting just a grill for each, you know, aesthetic, I guess you could say, of the lot. So yeah, that's going to be all. Again, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I will see you on the next one. Enjoy the screenshots, guys. Bye.